we were discussing is the rating agencies controversies. So sometimes it has been claimed that companies make payments to the rating agencies, or rating agencies provide unsolicited rating instead of companies having substantiated input. Okay, sometimes company may not have good inputs about company information, and rating agencies provide unsolicited rating, and that might lead to wrong investment decision by investors. So these are some controversies related to rating agencies. Okay, as I am sharing the questions again. Okay, the next question that we currently have is, suppose you buy a 7% coupon, a 20-year bond today when it is first issued, and if interest rates suddenly rise to 15%, what happens to the value of your bond and why? I think we have discussed this question already. So if interest rate suddenly rises, what happens to the bond? We had enough discussion. So let's move to the next question straight away. So this is the question we are talking about now. Adam and Ivy Foods Limited has 7% coupon bonds on the market that have 13 years left to maturity. The bonds make annual payments and have a face value of $1,000. If the YTM on these bonds is 8.4%, what is the current bond price? Okay, so look at this question. What it is asking you is, it's a coupon bond, 7% coupon, left to maturity left is 13 years, and it makes annual payments, and face value of the bond is $1,000. So if the YTM, which is the required rate of return on this bond, is 8.44%, the question is, what is the current bond price? Okay. So I think if you remember, we said that the value of a bond at any point in time is the present value of the coupon payment and the present value of the face value. Okay, so let me give you the formula, and I will give you some time to solve it. Let's see how you go. So here is the formula. Okay, I think everybody can see. Okay, here is the formula. So can you have a go quickly and let me know what your answer is? So C is the coupon payment, and R is the required rate of return. You all know T is the time period, and F is the face value. Okay. Do you want to have a go very quickly? Any answer yet? June's answer is 891.74. That's a very, very good answer. So how about others? Did you get the same result? Okay, so it's just a calculation, so no drama here. So let me show you when I put the numbers in the formula. So you can see that coupon is $70 because it's 7% coupon bonds and face value is $1,000. So 7% on 1,000, which is 70. Then you just put all the numbers. Required rate of return is 8.4%, 13-year face value is 1,000. So if you find out the present value of the interest and present value of the face value, and you find that it is 891.74. So this is the value of the bond. Okay, which means that if you want to invest in this bond at this moment, you should be able to buy it at 891.74. Okay, now can anyone very quickly tell me that this bond has a face value of $1,000 and current price is 891, which means that this value is less than the face value, right? That means if this bond is issued now with this credential, this bond should be issued at 891.74, although it has a face value of $1,000. So can anyone tell me why? Why current value is less than the face value, or why, if this bond is issued now, it should be issued at a discount from the face value? Any idea?
Isn't it being discounted by the time you have to wait for the actual face value in it?
Not sure if I understood your answer.
So you are paying this amount of money so that it will pay the interest, and then when the bond mature, you should be able to get $1,000 plus the face value plus the coupon. But like you have to wait for that to happen. Whereas if you use your money now to invest into something else, that's what we're trying to calculate, the present value of it, instead of in the future when you discount it back without all of the coupon and interest. Like it shouldn't worth as much.
Okay, no, it shouldn't worth as much if only face value is there, but you are receiving interest. So that is providing you compensation for your wait time and for your inflation. So interest, you are getting interest as a compensation for that, right? Okay, let's see what are the answers in the chat box. Michael's answer is the current value is at a discount to the future value. Well, look, what you are considering is future value is 1,000, so its current value should be less than that. That's all right. But what about interest? You are also getting interest as a compensation, right? Lance's answer is inflation. Okay. Jade's, it's not an answer, it's a question. Is it because it has either been resold, so they had to wait, or the interest rate increased? Okay. You are getting closer, but look at the information you are given. What is your YTR? I mean, what is your required rate of return? Your required rate of return is 8.4%. Am I right? That means that's the return you want to earn from this investment. And what is the interest you are getting? What is the coupon you are getting? 7%, right? Now, since you are getting a coupon of 7%, if you are not able to buy this bond at a discounted price, you cannot get your YTM. YTM is the overall return you earn from your investment. So you want to earn an overall return of 8.4%, whereas your coupon is only 7%. So you must be able to buy this bond at a price less than the par value so that you get an additional return from here, which is added to 7% coupon. As a result, your overall return is 8.4%. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, good. Now look, the point that you were talking about, that it has a face value of $1,000, so present value must be less than that. No, it's not true, because sometimes it's possible that a bond is issued at a price higher than the par value. For example, its face value is $1,000, but it is sold at $1,100. It's possible. How? Let's say that I just change, for example, YTM from 8% to 6%. Okay, let's say this. The coupon rate is 7% of this bond, but your YTM is 6%. Given the risk class of the bond, you are happy with 6% return, whereas the bond pays you a coupon of 7%. In this case, the bond should be issued at a premium. Premium means even at a price higher than the par value. Why? Because since the bond pays you 7% coupon, but you are happy with 6% return, you are even willing to buy this bond at a price higher than the par value. Why? Because it's paying you more than what you require. Okay, so whether a bond is issued at a premium or at a discount or at its par value, that depends on the relationship between your YTM and the coupon. If YTM and coupon are same, bond should be issued at a par value. Okay, if YTM is less than the coupon, then bond should be issued at a premium. And if YTM is higher than the coupon, then the bond should be issued at a discount. Is it making sense? Any problem up to this? Okay, great. Now let's move to the next one. Arno Bay Wine Limited has 7% coupon bonds on the market with 9 years left to maturity. The bonds make annual payments and have a face value of $1,000 if the bond currently sells at what is the YTM. Okay, now look, you use the same formula here. You have all information except the YTM. The YTM is not given, so you need to calculate YTM. Okay, unfortunately, there is no straight cut way to precisely calculate YTM. Okay, so you either go for a trial and error method, or you use Excel function, or you use an approximation formula. Okay, so approximation formula means you use a formula that gives you an approximate YTM, not the exact YTM. So to calculate exact YTM, you either need to use Excel function or a scientific calculator. We do not allow a scientific calculator in exam. That's why I don't encourage you to use that. So you can use this approximation formula. So it's just a formula, put the numbers, and you get approximate YTM. Okay. On the other hand, if you want to use Excel function, you will get this Excel function in the PowerPoint slide. So you use the function to get the exact YTM. Okay, so look at the formula that I have pasted here. Approximate YTM equals to annual interest payment plus par value minus price, and so if you just put the numbers, I have the numbers here for you. So if you put the numbers, you will see that the approximate YTM, that means the required rate of return, approximate required rate of return is 6.45%. Just putting the numbers in the formula, no drama here. Okay. The next question is Parham BIF Limited has bonds on the market, making annual payments with 12 years to maturity and a last sale price of 1,030. Okay. At this price, the bonds yield is 6.14%. What must the coupon rate be on Balham BIF's bonds given a face value of $1,000? Given a face value of $1,000. Okay. So once again, you are given everything except the coupon payment. So you use the formula once again. Okay. For example, let me show you here. So look at this equation. You have the same bond value equation here. Okay. Present value of coupon, present value of the face value. Now you have the present value given, you have the face value given, you have the required date of return and the T, that means time period. All you need to do is you need to solve for C. Okay, you need to solve for this coupon payment. And if you solve for C, you will find that it is $65. Okay, almost 65. So which means that we are essentially using the same formula, rearranging the formula to find out different numbers. Okay, different numbers. Okay, so let's come to the next one. We will be finishing very soon. So look at this one. An investment offers a total return of 12% over the coming year. The Reserve Bank thinks that the total real return on this investment will be only 9%. What does the Reserve Bank believe the inflation rate will be over the next year? Okay. Now, you see that real return is a term used here. Those who have watched the lecture videos already, you know that there are two types of return we talk about. One is real return, another is nominal return. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between these two, real return and nominal return? Any idea?
So the nominal return is the rate of return that you expect for the investment. The real return is adjusted for inflation and,
okay.
Other factors such as default rate, risk rate as well.
Okay. No, that's a very good answer. So typically nominal rate is the quoted rate. Okay, quoted rate by a bank or quoted rate by a bond. Okay, I see some answers in the chat box too. Nominal is the quoted rate. That's very good. It doesn't factor inflation. Okay, yes. So for example, when a bond says that interest rate is 10%, a bank says that your deposit rate is 5%, so or 6%. So those are the nominal return. And when we adjust nominal return for the inflation rate, then it is called real return. Okay. Now the information we are given here is the total return is 12%. Okay. And the real return on this investment will be 9%. So what does the inflation rate will be? Okay. So there is an equation called Fisher equation under the name of famous economist Irving Fisher. So the formula or the equation, Fisher equation, is this. Look at here. Okay. So 1 plus R, which is the nominal rate, equals to 1 plus R, which is the real rate, into 1 plus H, which is the inflation rate. Okay. So look, it will be easy to solve for any number here given all the information you have. But just theoretically try to understand that what does Fisher indicates? Fisher indicates that typically a bond or a bank will usually be adjusting their nominal rate so that investors continue to get the same real rate of return. Okay, let's say that currently the nominal rate is 10%. I'm saying, I'm giving you a very crude example, okay? Let's say that your currently nominal rate is 10% and inflation rate is 6%, okay? So your real return is 4%, okay? Nominal return 10%, real return 6%, sorry, inflation rate 6%, your real return is 4%. Now, if inflation rate increases from 6% to 7%, for example, the banks will typically be adjusting their nominal rate. For example, it should increase from 10% to 11% so that investors or depositors continue to get the same real rate of return, which is 4%. Okay. Now, in this case, what we are given is the total return, and we are given the real return. We need to solve for the inflation rate. And if you do that, you will find that it is about 3%. So it's like this. Okay, so you just need to solve for, H, which is gonna be 2.75%. So the formula, you just solve for H, which is the inflation rate. And if you solve it, it's 2.75%. Okay, yeah, June's answer was 2.75%. That's very good answer. Okay. So this is the end of our discussion on our self-study questions. Lance answer is, what about tax here? Okay, look, since you are not given any tax rate and there is no information about the tax, you don't need to consider that. Okay, because you know, not only for this problem, for any problem, you know, since we are academically solving the problems gradually, so in one problem you may not have all the information to solve together. Okay, that's why the information that you are given should be considered to solve the problem. But sometimes if you want to consider something and if you assume that, that will be fine, no problem with that. Otherwise, you just simply ignore if an information is not provided in a problem. Okay, so let me stop here and let's see if you have any question. Okay, so before I see if you have any question, just to remind you one last time that your mid-trimester test is due next week, which is week 5, and up to the topic we covered this week. That means up to the topic we cover in today's session, up to that is your syllabus for the mid-trimester test. That means the topics we covered from week 1 to week 4 are your syllabus for your mid-trimester test. Okay, once again, look at the mid-trimester test notice and the sample paper so that you get a very clear idea what the exam will actually look like. Okay, and anytime if you have any question, just write a quick email to me. Okay, I will be answering as quickly as possible. Any question up to this?
Yes, Dr. Rahman, you said that we're not allowed to use calculators. Is that in the final exam?
No, I didn't say you are not allowed to use calculator.
Okay.
I said you know, there are financial calculators which is programmable.
Oh, you said
Okay.
not the normal, like
Yeah, you can use
calculators.
normal scientific calculator is allowed, not the financial calculator, because in financial calculator there are some programs that you get a ready-made answer. Okay, so that's why we discourage using financial calculator, but normal scientific calculator is allowed.
And I have one more question. In the mid-trimester test, the answers, will they be, do we select directly on Canvas? Will there be like spaces for us to write the equation and then the calculations and the words, everything? Or do we have to do it in a separate document and then upload it?
No, you write down in the space given. Okay. There will be MCQ. So for MCQ, you just choose answer A, B, C, D. And there will be written answer question. In the written answer, you will be given a space. So you write down directly in the space, okay? And as far as the formula is concerned, I don't want you to write down any formula. So don't spend time writing down the formula. You just write down the number directly. Okay, do you understand? What I am saying is, for example, the last formula we have used in 1 plus R equals to 1 plus R into 1 plus H. You don't need to write down this formula. You simply write down 1.12 plus 1.09 minus 1 equals to 2.75. That's all.
All right.
Okay.
And in the final exam, will it also be the same? We will have to use Excel in the final exam?
No, yeah, the final exam will also be the same. But
Okay.
in final exam, as I said, that you will have a less flexibility in terms of how you take the exam. But I will give you more information about final exam later. But the mood of the exam will be almost the same.
All right. Thank you.
That's all right. Any other question? Okay. So if any question comes in your mind later, just let me know very quickly. Okay. So our next week's Zoom session will go as usual. Okay. And you will also take the exam behind the scene. Okay. So thank you very much, and see you next week. And don't hesitate to let me know if you have any question, any concern. Okay. Thanks again.